What's going on, guys? Freeds FPV here, and in today's video I'm going to be teaching you guys how to build a drone. This is going to be a two-part series where I build the frame first and then I will build everything else after, because I don't have all the parts yet, so I'm still waiting just on motors. I have everything but the motors. So once I get that, we'll do the next video, and this will be a whole series in that. I hope you guys can learn something from this. It would be really awesome if you did. I hope this helps anybody that is still getting into the hobby and doesn't understand building too much. I may not know everything about building a drone, but I do know the basics and what you need and where it needs to go. So we're gonna just hop right into it. But before I do, I need to give a shout out to Fruity Tech FPV for providing me a Smoothie frame to build for you guys. Now, he did send me a couple extra goodies, and I'm actually really excited to try some of these out. Just like a printed top plate and stuff. That's really the only thing he really sent that was cool extra. But I mean, dope ass prints, and then of course he sent some props to try with it, and then of course some good UMA grip. If you are someone who wants to find a good battery grip, UMA grip is the way to go. You can probably find it on any FPV website or something, and you'll be able to get this. It literally, dude, switching to this has made it so much easier to just keep everything and not worry about my battery just flying off. Even with two straps, I've hit the ground hard enough where my battery just pops out, and that's because I didn't have UMA grip. So good UMA grip. Now, for a disclaimer, this was sent to me for free. I didn't there's no sponsorships or anything like that. I have made a review video on the frame, and he happened to see the video and hit me up and actually was like, whoa, you could have just hit me up, man, and I would have sent you one for a video. And I was like, well, I still have more videos, so let's do this. And so we talked it up, and I was able to get a free frame from him. So huge shout out to him. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna be ripping the shit out of this for sure. But without further ado, we're gonna jump right into it and show you how to build a frame. So let's get started. So let's get things open. The only things that are extra here are some printed mount or arm mounts thing, protectors, and then a top plate. It's 5 grams lighter than the carbon fiber top plate, so I'm gonna probably throw it on something just to mess around. So yeah, little cool thing. And then on the inside, of course, we have everything for the quad. So to start, we have your arms, and the cool thing about these arms is if you look carefully enough, there's that slot right there that I was talking about when the frame or the arms lock into the frame. So this is a really sturdy thing, and it's thick enough to where even if it hits things, it's got enough thickness on each side to where it's not going to bend or fray or anything like that. Next, you have your top and bottom plates for your bottom half of the drone. Or, well, is that really a bottom half, even though the top plate really isn't another half? Let me know. And of course, your top plate. And I like the design on this. There's a little arrows pointing this way, and then there's also a little thunderbolt right there. I think that's pretty cool. Just a nice little add-ons to that. That's pretty nice. I think it's pretty interesting. And then of course, it's got 8 holes for the top, so it's gonna have 8 standoffs to connect on top of here. So really sturdy. It's gonna hold it in place really good. And you also get printed camera mounts and an SMA mount for any frame that you buy online. And if you have an SMA mount, you can use that. If not, there are other things you can print. I'll put a link in the description for some universal camera mounts and stuff, and also antennas. So for your CATX antennas or your DJI antennas, those are honestly really handy to have. And if you happen to have a printer, you can print those right away. If not, save the file, send it to a friend, and they'll be able to print it for you. And of course, just hardware and stuff, nothing special. The nice thing that I like about this though is that they come with an extra set of smaller screws and some screw nuts. This is for CATX Vistas. So if you have a CATX Vista and it has the holes on the bottom plate, to mount it that way, which I find is the best way to mount your cat Vista, with a little bit of soft mount at the bottom. Works perfectly, it doesn't go anywhere. Alright, so we're gonna get into it, we're gonna start building it, and then pretty simple. After that, we will talk about more of what we're going to do with the build. I will show you some of the parts that I have, and yeah, let's get into it. All right, to start, let's just open up this bag. Don't really have a spot. I actually do have a spot, so we're going to put all the screws over here on top, standoffs along with it. So what you essentially need is 4 screws to start. So you're going to find 4 of like the medium-sized screws that come in the bag. And then essentially what you're going to do is start to set up the drone, but you're not going to fully tighten everything down. So you'll take your arm, you'll take a bottom plate like this, grab your screw, and it's going to go into the furthest hole on the outside. So we're going to put that in there. And then what you want to make sure though is that this space lines up with the 2 holes right here. So as you slip it in there, you see lined up right there, you'll be able to see it. I don't know if you can see through the hole though, but it's right there. And then the next thing to do is just to get your top plate. I find this to be the easiest way, so just go 1 by 1 on each arm, and all you need is a screwdriver, which I have no idea where it is. Okay, we got a screwdriver. So essentially you want to make sure that this is at least secure. So you don't want to screw it in fully, you want to have it a little loose, that way you can still fit the other arms in. So I probably did about like maybe 7 or 8 turns for that. You guys can count it if you want. I don't know. I wasn't really keeping track. So next up is the next arm. You just want to make sure your holes are lined up, which I can't find the hole right now. So I'm just going to move it out the way. That way I can find the screw, which, why am I having such a hard time right now? Alright, we got it. So you can easily just like scoot that up. That's why you have the space. That way, if you are having trouble like I did, you just like move the top plate out the way. And you know what I just realized? This isn't the right way. Okay, now that we have it in the right position, which I should explain that you want to make sure you have this one facing this way, the top one with the nuts on top, and then the back part's going to face this way. But actually this is the back, this is the front. I got it all mixed up. But make sure you have it that way. You don't want both of them on the same side, because then you can't really put anything over there, and that would just be a really weird quad. But we're going to time lapse this bit and then get to the next part. Alright, now that we have this done, I actually went ahead and screwed in the standoff screws, and then also there are 4 more screws that are for the 2020 stacks, but I ended up just putting in 4 more of the same screws that I put on the outside. This helps with the rigidity of it. You have 2 screws that are holding in that space now, so there is no movement whatsoever. You're gonna hit things and stuff. It's honestly just feels like it bounces back, so you're really gonna have no kinds of bends or breaks on these kinds of arms. The next part is to just get your standoffs and your screws, and we're gonna start screwing all that on there. That way we can get the top plate on top, and then you'll be able to have your frame finished. So this one comes with 4 30mm standoffs, and then also comes with 4 22mm standoffs for the back plate. And I actually ended up putting 2 of the 30 mounts already, or the 30mm standoffs already onto the camera mounts. So we're gonna also get the camera mounts, because those are gonna be important to put on along with the other standoffs. Next, all we need to do is find the 8 holes that the standoffs will go into, and then we just screw them in there and we're good to go. And there you have it, the Smoothie frame. It is all set and ready to go to put some hardware in there and get it flying. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a pretty simple video, but I figured since I don't have the parts, I split the video in half. That way I have more content to put out for you guys, because I have been slacking just because of midterms and finishing up some school stuff. So I'll be posting more now that I'm finished up, and we'll be able to start getting more drone stuff, more FPV content, all that fun stuff. So stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned for part 2. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and check out the Smoothie frame. It's really good, dude. Like, I can't deny how great this frame is. Shout out to Fruity Tech again for letting me get this and make a new build for myself to go rip. Thanks, guys. Have a good one and enjoy your week. Peace.